the sun has to be. Hello everybody, this is my solar system report. Today I'm going to be showing you some facts about the sun, planets, the asteroid belt, Kuiper belt, the Oort cloud, and so on. And also how I created this great thing. So first I'm going to start out on how I created it. So first I got a plain white board right here, and then I added like this galaxy type of paper on top. I glued it or kind of taped it on or stapled it. Then I made the sun, and you can just make a plain old sun, but we just put some smiley faces and stuff on there. And this is the part that's really important because we're going to make a solar or lunar eclipse. A solar eclipse is when the moon is in front of the earth and the sun shines down. The moon will make a shadow on top of the earth, which we will demonstrate in about 2 minutes. A lunar eclipse is when the moon is behind the earth and the earth casts a shadow on the moon. That makes a blood moon appearance, or rust red. That's how the solar and lunar eclipse works. So now we're gonna work on how we got these LED lights. So at the bottom, we have some stands with a battery at the bottom to turn it on and off. And then we had some types of, oh yeah, let me just turn it on. Disclaimer. Technical difficulties. Ah yes, these will light up as kind of the stars, you could say. It's also kind of like the bright sunlight. It can be stars, sunlight, you name it. Now we got these asteroids here. We got like some type of brick type of wallpaper, and then we just cut them out in random type of shapes. Then those brick type wallpaper, it had like a type of peeling thing on, and you could just stick it on. And now you've got the asteroid belt. How we made the planets, I think you might be curious. We made out of clay. So first we made some small molds. This one's Mercury, the first planet from the sun, also the closest. This one's the second, which is Venus. Just make it about the size of Earth because they're the same diameter. Venus is 12,102 kilometers in diameter, and Earth is 12,245. Yeah, I kind of forgot, but you get the point. Now we're going into Mars, the moon. The moon is typically just the size of Mercury, but just a little smaller. Then we got Mars. Just make it half the size of Earth. That's all you gotta do. Then just paint it red with some orange strips with a white on the top. It's kind of complicated, but yeah. Then we gotta put the asteroids, as you know. And then we put this Jupiter It's the biggest giant, gas giant. These are the 4 inner planets, inner rocky planets. They have a solid surface. Here are the gas giants, who don't have a solid surface. So if you jumped into Jupiter, you'd be stuck in it like a ping pong bouncy ball thing. So technically you'd just be stuck in there because of the gravity. So we just made the biggest one. We just made it a little bigger than Saturn. Oh yeah, and I forgot to present Saturn. Saturn is, I could say, has rings, some beautiful rings. It's the 5th brightest planet on the solar system. Venus is the first, or yeah, I could say the first, but except the moon and sun. We made Saturn a little bit smaller than Jupiter. There's the same thing about the same size, just 1,000 or 2,000 kilometers less in size. And then we put the beautiful rings. Couldn't do it that good because it's, yeah. So we put the rings on right here, and we glued it because Saturn is kind of heavy. But fun fact, Saturn is so light in its density that you could float on water. Mind blowing, and we actually made it heavy, so yeah. Now we're moving into Uranus. It's not called Uranus, it's called Uranus. And Uranus is completely blue. You just make it, I could say, just half the size of Jupiter. Let's just say that. Yeah, half the size of Jupiter. And then the weird thing about Uranus is that it spins on its side. It's kind of weird. Like, let's just take Earth here, then we spin it on the side. So that means the equator is vertically coming up, and the prime meridian, I can't say it, but you know what I mean. The center line that's coming down would be the equator. So that's what's happening here. The result of it might be a big space object that crashed into it, or a meteor that crashed into it a couple million years ago. And now we're moving on to Neptune. Neptune is perfectly blue, but it has clouds. So some clouds there, and it has some of the strongest winds in the solar system right there. And yeah, now we got Pluto. Yeah, it's not a planet. I know what you're gonna say. It's not a planet, but we just put it on because we wanted to put it on. It's poor little Pluto. So we put Pluto on. We just made it, let's just say, half the size of the moon. Half the size of the moon. Pluto is a dwarf planet. A dwarf planet is a planet that is too small to be a planet, or can't be fixed on its orbit with the sun. So technically this is going into an oval shape. So it comes out from here, goes over here, and then comes back. But even if it's the closest as it can to the sun, it takes still 248 years to complete one orbit. And since it was found, it hasn't even completed one. Same as Neptune, it's only completed one orbit since it was found in 1848, or 46, sorry. In 1846 it was found, and it takes 164 years to complete the orbit, and yeah, it's a long time. Jupiter is one of the fastest spinning planets. It has a type of different sections in it. This part would spin clockwise, this one counterclockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, you get the point. If you don't, then I don't know who you are, but okay. Now, once we did all the clay objects, now we have to move on to, we could do the sun, maybe. Oh wait, did I tell the sun? Yes, I did. Once you are done with the clay objects and put on all the asteroid belt, you can put the Kuiper belt. It's an icy ring around the solar system, and that's where Pluto is. So really, if you want to make the Kuiper Belt, we didn't have any space for it, so we didn't make it. The Kuiper Belt, you can just put a small line over here, and you can make it icy. You can even take some blue pebbles outside and just yeah, do it on the board, and yeah, you get the Kuiper Belt, you know. And now the finishing touches. Oh yeah, make sure to put a hole in this one. For the finishing touches, you can just put some small sticker items like a man lost in space or spaceship going, some aliens over here, and also make sure you put some random asteroids around so it can actually kind of look pretty cool. Oh yeah, I think I maybe forgot how to put Saturn's rings. So first you have to find the diameter of Saturn. Find it in centimeters, and not diameter, but just how much across. Then you have to make a circle, a big one, and then you have to make a small gap in the middle, about, let's just say 15 centimeters. And then you put it on, and then you do it with the same thing with different colors like gray and yellow. So those are kind of the main colors of Saturn's rings. And yeah, that's it for this project today. Yeah, I don't have an ending. Bye guys.